When police officers are forced to make a split-second decision, a wild police chase coming to a violent end in the valley as a car driven by a suspected bank robber spins out of control. Moments later, officers open fire on the SUV, killing the suspect.
So many of you watching it all unfold live on TV and online. Police say it started in Avondale with reports of a bank robbery near Van Buren and Litchfield Road. Officers respond and the chase is on. At some point during the pursuit, there's an exchange of gunfire between the suspects and police. Two of the three suspects bail out of the SUV. The third suspect, the driver, appears to toss a bag of money in a Phoenix neighborhood.
This map gives you an idea of where it all began and where it ended today. We have live team coverage for you, starting with Melissa where it ended at I-10 and Baseline in Tempe.
That's right, and stopping that SUV here involved split-second timing. The officers trying to pin the guy in, taking a moment where there was room on the on-ramp and an empty lot to do it. All of that ended that chase without hurting or killing anyone other than the driver. This has forced the closure of Baseline Road at I-10 all the way to 48th Street, as well as some of the on and off ramps to I-10 all afternoon. The crime and chaos came to a screeching halt here with a crash and gunfire. Witnesses say they heard at least 6 or 7 rounds. We don't know the name of the driver, who is now dead. He is accused of robbing a bank and taking officers on a rough ride through valley streets and even alleys. Police say they had no intent of letting this guy get away. He also, they say, had no intent of giving up on his own. And he seemed to be talking a lot on his phone during the chase. We do know now the processing of the evidence inside and outside the SUV will take many hours.
Before we go and start manipulating evidence and moving things around, we want to make sure that we have an understanding of what occurred so that we can preserve everything in its place.
Baseline Road will remain closed in both directions for most of the evening from 48th Street all the way to the east side of the I-10. So you want to avoid this area during rush hour. Coming up at 5, we will tell you what officers did to try to protect the public during this very lengthy chase that ended here and began in Avondale. And that's where we find our Joe Bartels. Joe?
Melissa, this was a wild start to the situation. Take a look. This is the Credit Union West here on Van Buren and Litchfield Road. The crime scene tape still up all around this building, but walk with me here as we go to the front door. That's where Avondale police say 2 of the suspects went in with their guns drawn, demanding cash. Avondale police got here just in time to see all 3 suspects get away in an SUV. They took off high rate of speed towards I-10. That's where police say they tried to stop this SUV and they opened fire. Those suspects opened fire on police, and that pursuit continued into Phoenix. We know how that pursuit ended, but still a very wild situation and scene, and police will be here for several more hours while they continue their investigation. But let's get to Megan Thompson. She was there as people were watching this whole pursuit end. Megan, what did they have to say?
Well, Joe, they have to say a lot of witnesses out here, and this is a very busy area here at the freeway off-ramp. We have restaurants this way, and to the east of us over here is the mall, where they're still having to direct traffic with cones and police officers out there. So a lot of people saw what was happening, either on foot or in their car, including my photographer and I. We were just down the street when shots rang out. We walked over the intersection here, finding multiple police cars and the boxed-in suspect vehicle. One man told us he ducked for cover while walking to work in the area, saying everything just happened so fast.
You know, when you have bullets, about 3-5 bullets going on, you definitely want to be scared. You want to see where they're coming from. Yeah, because I was just ride the light when the bullets went off. I didn't see where it came from. When I heard the car smash, that's when I knew that it was somewhere right there.
Yeah, and a handful of people were telling us that they were actually watching the ABC 15 mobile app, our live stream of all of this going on. They actually came down here to see the end of how this all happened, and police telling us, obviously, the good news in all of this, that any of those bystanders, the people walking and driving by in the area, people looking to see what happened, no one else was injured in this, Katie.
Yeah, it's incredible. Glad everybody out there was safe. Count on ABC 15 News and ABC15.com, and also our mobile app for extended coverage of this bank robbery and shooting. We've got the entire chase on our Facebook page right now.